And for more insight into the box office and the merchandising success of Lilo and Stitch, I'm joined by Paul Dergarabedian, a senior media analyst at Comscore, a global media measurement and analytics company. Great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining. Ticket sales for this movie have far surpassed other Disney movies released this year, most notably the live-action Snow White remake. Why is this film more popular?
You know, Lilo and Stitch, Diego, has just been the gift that keeps on giving for Disney. And as you brought up in the earlier, the lead up to this, the merchandising is huge because obviously children and families, they love bringing a piece of Lilo and Stitch home with them. And to have these incredible partnerships with various toy companies, the merchandising has just been a big revenue booster for not only the brand, but for Disney and just the movie theater experience. So it's really quite amazing. What a perfect branding opportunity for Disney with these great characters. And Stitch is just really irresistible if you think about it.
Absolutely, and but the film has a cult following of sorts among Disney fans, yet it never reached the box office success the remake is achieving now. What's behind the following now versus 2 decades ago?
And it's interesting. That's a great question because when you just brought that up, 2 decades ago, the first film came out. I think this live action interpretation of Lilo and Stitch has been incredibly well received. I think it's the perfect time for this movie. I think the movie is just so good. It's irresistible. But to bring bringing the live action together with the animation is really key. And some of the Disney recent films that have done this haven't done as well as expected, but Lilo absolutely knocked it out of the park. And for me, the Lego beach house, the Lilo and Stitch beach house, that's the product to have. It's about $90 US, but still, what a great way to bring Lilo and Stitch home with you.
Now that we're talking about price tags, we have the hard price tag question. Will this film hit the $1 billion mark in theaters?
I think it can. It's actually, according to our Comscore data, it's hovering in the high 800 million mark. Last weekend, it earned about 46 million worldwide. It'll be out in theaters. It's been out in the US and globally for about 5-6 weeks now. It still has some runway left to earn a lot of box office still. It's still a top movie out there. And those PG-rated family films, despite competition from How to Train Your Dragon, Pixar's Lilo this weekend opening, I think Lilo is just, again, a movie that'll have those long legs, the long-term playability, which will help the box office, but also keep the interest high in the Lilo and Stitch characters and those product tie-ins.
And going back to merchandise, as we heard, Stitch has been a huge seller for Disney for a while. What makes this character stand out?
It's kind of irreverence of the character, the funny look of the character. It reminds me of the Minions, from the Despicable Me franchise. And there's just something cute and cuddly, yet irreverent and edgy about these characters. And Stitch is just, I think, for the modern era, it's the new go-to family member, the new fun toy to have that's based on a movie character, but you can bring into your own home. I think that's really the key of what's going on here.
And Paul, going to the business behind this, other than Disney, what companies have invested heavily in Lilo and Stitch themed products?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Lego, you mentioned the Funko toys, that's really key. I think with these licensing partnerships for any big movie, especially a family film, are really key. Then you add into all the layers of, for Disney, just that overall brand is really huge. And I think given, as you mentioned in the run-up to this, the performance of Snow White being a little less than expected, Disney has really knocked it out of the park with Lilo and Stitch, with a great movie, great marketing campaign, a terrific release date. Merchandising tie-ins are really important as well. And I think that's a recipe for success. This will be studied moving forward, but not every movie, not every character is Lilo and Stitch, or Stitch in particular, but they kind of cracked the code on this one and how to make a great movie, great box office, doing the merchandising tie-ins, all that came together in a perfect way for Lilo and Stitch.
And Paul, for someone like me trying to be a trendy dad or trendy uncle, what is the must-have Lilo and Stitch toy out there right now?
Well, I really think the Lego tie-in, that Lilo and Stitch beach house, that's really cool. And you can build that together. I think that's really the go-to. Again, not very inexpensive, but I think well worth the wait in the family memories that are built upon both the movie-going experience, but also having the toys. This goes back decades with people always buying toys related, either characters that they love on the big screen or on the small screen. And it's a keepsake and something that keeps on giving for families and kids moving forward. And kids who've seen the movie this year, they'll remember this going down the road many years from now. And if they have those keepsakes from the movie with the Stitch toys, Lilo and Stitch toys, that's really, I think, a generational advantage and a generational thing that will pay dividends for years to come.